When one hears the word goblin, it may conjure up an image of a mischievous imp-like creature with a penchant for trickery, a name evoked to keep small children in their beds at night. But what if I was to tell you there is another sort of goblin, one with a mouthful of sharp teeth and the dead black eyes of a shark? That they were once human like you or I, but twisted into their terrible forms by fell magic, then sent with unwavering obedience to punish and devour those they once loved.
The Knights of the Shed Actual Play Podcast presents Zweihander, Feast of Goblins.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Shed. We're back here playing Zweihander once again with Paul as our GM, continuing on from last time. So over to you, Paul.
Hello everyone, Paul here. I've got a adventure here for you today. It's based off the old TSR module Feast of Goblins. And I might just go around the table to reintroduce everyone. Perhaps you could just say your name and a bit of a description of your character you'll be playing in this Feast of Goblins.
Hi, it's Haydn here again. I'm playing Helmut Smuggler, a 13-year-old boy who knows a bit about animal training and has a pet dog named Frida.
Hi, I'm Brent. This is my first time, and I'm playing Ilse Muller. She's a young girl who is on a pilgrimage. She's very religious and is good in the outdoors.
It's Dave again. I'm playing Raphe Rhine, a smuggler, and his horse, Clotilda.
Hello, it's Toby again. I'm playing Maja again, although since last time we've realised that I am of a husky build instead of my previous frail build, so I'm no longer the skinny nun. I am now the very large husky nun.
Yes, what we took to be voluminous sort of robes is just volume.
Yes, and I was crouched out. I was leaning over, so I was sort of hunching over, so I wasn't as tall as previous thought.
I'm Kevy K. I've got the rock you need. I'll be playing Joan Budnick, the 93-year-old kick-ass old woman.
Now, when last we left the party, they were adrift on rafts going down the Rhine River. They were refugees from the razed city of Neuss, and the sky was obscured by smoky haze. Now exhausted, you all collapse into sleep, and your dreams are filled with a mishmash of events from the previous day. Fire, blood, fear, silence, and then the image of a gypsy woman, the campfire. Before you awaken, she looks at you and hisses, "Sanctuaries belie a wolf's den awry." Upon awakening, you find the rafts have edged against a riverbank. Debris is blocking further egress downstream. It is mid-morning, and there is not a cloud in the sky. You were travelling here with other refugees, but when you look about, they are gone.
Where are we? Where is everyone?
Raphe will look around. He's used to sort of travelling up and down the river. Does he recognise where we are?
The river can look much the same for many parts of it. However, in order to be more precise, perhaps, make a some sort of perhaps navigation skill check.
All right, that's not very favourable. Let's see what happens. That is a critical success. I had to flip to fail, but it was a 44, so...
Well done. You have never passed this part of the river, and you feel it within your being that this is a part of the Rhine River. It smells differently. The waters have a bluer sheen to them.
We were on 2 different rafts, weren't we?
Oh, I think 3.
3. All right. Well, Raphe calls out to everybody and says, I I don't know where we are. We don't appear to be on the Rhine.
That's nice. My feet are wet.
Well, I'm sorry, Marsha, but I don't think you understand how serious this is. I know you're used to being in one spot, and I guess anywhere is much the same as another, but I'm serious. I don't know where we are, and consequently, I don't know how we can get back anywhere else.
I suppose anywhere's got to be better than where we were.
Yes, I agree.
Well, I mean, that's making a lot of assumptions.
Okay, so what is this area like?
Well, when you awaken, the land has a familiarity to it, but there are subtle differences. The weather is warmer, plants are in bloom, and the aroma of blossom is buoyant upon the gentle breeze. Perhaps it was the gloom and the fire from Neuss and the smoke, but waking up this morning, everything seems more vibrant. The light even seems more golden. Looking at the rivers, the grass on the river edge, it's more lush, and it's like even the moss itself is more tangled and cushion-like.
I'm just going to get out of the boat.
Looking around, you find that you were travelling with quite a lot of people, and they are gone.
Is there any, footprints or anything on the bank, or...?
You haven't got that far, but one thing you do notice is a new face.
I've seen you guys around, and my name's Ilse. Where is everybody?
Were you amongst the children, young one?
Yeah, I was traveling. I was trying to get away like you guys. I know a lot about plants too, and these plants don't look right.
Did you sneak aboard one of these rafts?
In fairness, we all snuck aboard these rafts.
Yeah, but I had a good look of all those children, and I don't recognise her face.
What does she look like?
I think Ilse was one of the people in the tavern.
Yes, that's right.
Was she?
I've been hanging around for a while now.
All this fresh outside air must be getting to my head.
So, how far does this river go? Perhaps we've been out longer than we realised.
Well, we would have had to been asleep for a very long time for me to not recognise this at all. If we were, then something otherwise is seriously medically wrong with us.
Well, we were pretty banged up and scared. Maybe we just been a few days or something. I don't know. I don't have any better off answers.
I was wondering, could I do some kind of check to see what's going on? Ilse does have a lot of experience in the outdoors. She's got survival skills, navigation skills. Is there something she can use to, because she's feeling rather disconcerted that the plant life looks different? Is there some way she can look into that any further?
Suggest a skill, perhaps survival.
Survival.
Mm-hmm.
Can I assist her with that, as I'm trained in that as well?
Okay.
So am I. Can we?
So one of you can either provide Ilse with a assist dice, or you can roll for yourself.
I'm currently technically incapacitated. So
So
what does that mean? I can
You're conscious,
act, but I can't do stuff really until I've had a bit of a rest.
you're exhausted.
Okay, sure.
You've woken up exhausted.
I'm slightly injured, but I think I need... Am I rested from the trip down the river, or...?
No.
Okay, if
No.
I'm not rested, you're not.
Yeah, true.
Hence my thinking it's not been 3 days. We'd also be incredibly thirsty.
So if you want to make the roll,
Yeah. So I just want to look at the plants, see if they're the same as the ones I would normally see around this part of the world or not. So how do I go about this roll?
roll all 3 dice and take the most favourable. Doubles, if it's underneath your percentage, will result in a critical success.
So I'm looking for a small roll.
Yes, lower is better.
So the assist dice is your tens dice on the D100 roll.
Yeah.
So
I
you
can
get
roll 3 of those.
roll 2 tens and
Okay.
1 digits.
All right. So it looks like I will probably take like a 0. No, hang on. That's
100.
100, isn't it? So
Mm.
I don't want that. I want... Oh, damn it. I want 60.
Okay, the difficulty of this test is routine.
Okay, so you've got survival, so you add plus 10, and then you add plus 10 for it being routine. So your stat is technically 64 for this purpose, and you got a 60.
And I rolled a 60, so I'm just
Yep.
under.
You pass.
Great. So is there anything I can ascertain about the plant life here?
You certainly can, that there are some species that you've seen before and others that you have never encountered.
Okay. Well, looking at these plants, everyone, I'm just very confused. See this one here? This is just regular old thyme. Okay, I've seen that everywhere, and there's a few different grasses. Which,
Bit of fellwort
which
over
we
here.
find everywhere, but see this plant here? I've never seen that anywhere, and I know a lot about plants. This is really weird. I don't know what's going on.
I told you we must have just drifted a long way down the river.
That doesn't explain it. It simply doesn't.
Well, you explain it then. Do you have a better suggestion?
Witchcraft? Is one of you a witch? Stares pointedly at the old women.
No, I'm a follower of our Lord.
Certainly a very violent one. Wearing a dead man's armour.
Needs must.
Quick question. This is just the standard world, isn't it? There's no magic that we know of.
Well, I think we're now in Ravenloft.
Well,
we?
yeah.
Not that we know of.
Not that we know of, but...
So in the previous world of Neuss
Yeah.
and Cologne, people were being burned as witches, and it was believed that there
There's-
was
yeah, that's
other
true.
other pagan gods and magic and
But it's still
evil
real
spirits.
world, isn't it? No one's actually... Okay.
So those things were very real to those people at that time.
Well, we did see some pretty clear monsters wandering the streets, but they were
Yeah,
all
okay.
human beings.
And people couldn't cast magic missile or anything.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the question that I...
You didn't see any overt use of
Yes, right,
flagrant
yeah.
use of magic.
Okay, so, yeah, I could potentially not
Yes,
believe in it.
that
but I probably
gypsy
would.
was almost dropping hints about some sort of ritual when it was gathering parts of my body, which she was talking about gathering parts of my body.
Well, I have to say I did have a rather strange dream before I woke up.
Yeah, me too.
About that gypsy woman as well, wasn't it?
Was
I had that dream. What?
Did everyone have this dream?
Well, if you guys did, I did. Something
Yes.
about a wolf's den.
Well, then that explains it. It's witchcraft. There is no other explanation.
Burn the witch!
Oh, wait,
who's the
it could be a message from Mary, our mother,
I
or
don't.
the Lord Jesus.
I don't think
This is true.
I don't think the Lord Jesus was a gypsy camp follower.
I'm sure if he was here today, he would dine with gypsies and visit them at their houses, like he did the tax collectors in his day.
But perhaps, but I don't think he'd dress as one.
Now, Ilse, perhaps as you say that, the mountains catch your eye. And you also notice that they have, they're snow-topped, but it's summer. And this would be unusual unless there was some sort of summer blizzard.
Was it particularly cold overnight last night?
None of us remember.
I have no
Um,
idea.
I'm sure Clotilda
Are we
kept me
awake
warm.
or are we all? Am I sleeping? Look, see those mountains over there? They didn't have snow on them yesterday. Are they the same mountains that? What are those? Which mountains are they?
I don't know. I've been in a little hole in the wall for the last 30 years.
I don't think I've ever
It's not
seen them
winter.
before, whatever they are.
Are those mountains familiar as mountains? Like, do we recognise the mountain range?
They are too close to what you would normally expect. Perhaps you might see snow on the Alps still, but you would have had to travel upstream some.
And we travelling downstream?
You would been drifting downstream the whole time.
It's simply not possible. Those mountains, we can't be here or there, or I don't even know where we are. But we can't have got here by simply coming downstream.
What are we going to do about it exactly? Perhaps we should
Maybe we should
paddle
pray.
back up.
Pray for strength.
Well, perhaps we should land and try and get our bearings that way.
I'm going to paddle to shore and get out of my boat.
Can you help me out as well?
And I'll help Joan out, of course. Otherwise she'll hit me with that rolling pin.
Well,
think-
the rafts have sort of all congregated at
Yeah.
the river's edge, a bit like leaves, and it kind of float together
Leaves in
and
a
bunch up
stream.
against the bank. And it's not much of a paddle to the side. You can probably even avoid it getting wet. When you get to the shore, you find that the grass is very lush and buoyant. And one thing you notice is that it kind of springs back into shape, even though you just trodden on it. Looking around, the fauna is healthy and birds chirp sonorously. Even the crows sigh and caw with greater verbal emphasis and subtleness.
Looking at Clotilda, how is she responding to all of this? Does she seem
Yeah, how's my
content
dog?
or confused or?
Reading her mood, she seems very content, calm.
Did she also have the dream?
Maybe we should all pray to Saint Finbar, the patron saint of travellers, to guide us back into the right path.
That sounds like
Let's
a
all
plan.
bow our heads now, just for a moment, and
Would you
ask for his guidance.
Would you like to lead us in prayer?
Yes.
Oh, I haven't got any better ideas. so-
Dear Saint Finbar, please pass on our request to our Lord that you he look after us and guide us and put us back on the path.
That's
Amen.
enough. Let's go. Where are we going?
Look, guys,
Um,
I know this is weird. I know we've been out to it for days, but I'm really tired. Are you?
Yeah.
Maybe we should rest here. At least we know it's safe. Just for the moment.
I'm going to collapse on the grass and.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we basically just out in the open here?
Yes.
Is there any kind of shelter or even like some rocks, a rock formation to get higher ground or anything like that?
You could certainly look around, surveying the area. There's a more forested area.
Would you like me to scope out the area? I love camping and camping out, and I reckon I could find a really good spot for us.
Ooh, me too. Wait,
Anyone want to come for a walk?
Well, yes,
I'll come with you.
I could stretch my legs.
Do you guys want to wait here, or do you want to come as well?
I am not moving anywhere.
Yeah, I'll wait here as long as
Okay.
someone stays with me.
How injured are you two?
I'm not physically injured. I'm just mentally broken.
Because you've got some wounds I probably need to
Uh,
bandage, do you? Or?
I've bandaged my bleeding. I'm just incapacitated.
Oh, okay, so you're imperiled, or
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I'm lightly wounded, but
Yeah,
I'm all right,
I'm
peril-wise.
seriously wounded. I had some fun with that gent in Escape the Neuss.
All right. So if you're sort of looking around for a suitable campsite, that'll be a survival roll for those of you looking.
Well, I'm not any good at survival, but while they're doing that, maybe could I make an awareness check just to keep a lookout, make sure there's no approaching threats or anything like that?
Yeah, make an awareness check. Routine difficulty.
That'll be a success. It was a 10.
Okay, as you're surveying the land and looking for threat, there's smoke, a small bit of smoke coming from the east. Just wisps. Meanwhile, Ilse is looking for a suitable campsite.
Are you coming with me, Maja, to have a look?
Yeah, I'll assist you.
Oh, thanks. Okay. How easy is this going to be?
This will also be routine.
In that case, I've got a 63.
Yep.
And I think I needed like a 64 or 5 or something.
64 was your
64
thing,
last
yep.
time. So I think I just got there.
It's just scraped by.
So between the two of you, you find quite a reasonable campsite. Some of the other ones were, they were high up but too exposed. Others would be defensible in one position, but if you approach from another, you could be easily ambushed. But you found a suitable campsite. And there's, driftwood nearby along the sides of the river. Whilst you're searching, you also, there's a stream nearby. And yeah, it's, you notice that the water is kind of, again, tinged with a blueness.
Marja, does that water look normal to you?
No,
Looks really nice, but it just looks weird.
Yeah, it's just not. Well, I must say the last water I drank was given to me in a jug in a hole in my little hovel. So I haven't really seen a stream for a while.
There's something enchanting about this stream. The way it flows, it chuckles with a tone only matched by the clarity of its water.
And it glitters like Our Lady's eyes. I think I'll just say a short prayer.
Beautiful springy grass.
I'm just going to have a drink from it.
Ooh, that's a good idea. It looks really fresh. I might have some too.
It is sweet, but not cloyingly sweet. It is possibly the most lovely water you've ever
No, it's
imbibed.
definitely. I think this is definitely the most lovely water I've ever
It's
tasted.
better than the stale water I used
Yeah.
to drink.
Let's say a prayer of thanks.
We'll pass on the prayer for now.
Good.
Just
Not
for the record, Raphe and Clotilda will also drink from the stream.
Yeah, we should.
Have you come and got us yet? Or
I think I've got like a.
I think you just followed us.
Oh, okay.
I
Sorry.
can't
I think
move
I've got
anywhere.
a water skin somewhere. Maybe I'll. In my, I've got a backpack too. I think I've got a,
You're well
a water
equipped.
skin in there.
How did we not notice you before?
And maybe I'll put some water in it for the others.
Does it make us feel any better, or
Yeah, it makes you feel less thirsty. It it's cleared the throat, and it leaves the trachea feeling nicely lubricated.
I might wash out some of my wounds.
It washes them well, though not necessarily any better than
I know.
pouring water back
What we're
on.
trying to say is, will this knock us down the feral threshold? Will it heal us?
So Joan and Helmut,
Mm.
you're lying on the riverbank in this nice cushy grass.
Mm.
There's a gentle warm breeze, fat and lazy bumblebees blowing past. Not a cloud in the sky, lovely warm sunshine.
If this is witchcraft, it's great.
Yeah, I'm falling asleep,
Yeah, I'll drift off.
exhausted, physically and mentally.
How are the rest of you doing being here?
Raphe is still pretty shook about this all being wrong. I'm not sure about everyone else, but I think he's better travelled than most of these people. Maybe not Ilse, I'm not sure, but he doesn't understand how he can be where he is and is very concerned. He doesn't grasp what's going on.
Yeah, I'm too shaken up to care. At this point, this is better than where we were.
So while they are sleeping on the grass, resting, what are the rest of you doing after you have your drink and wash your wounds?
Well, now we've found a great spot to set up for the night, or for a rest anyway. I think it might be good to go back and get everyone together and see if we can wander over to the campsite and set something up.
Very good.
So I wander back to Nana and Helmut.
Nana.
Nana Joan.
Yeah,
You remind me of my Nana.
sounds
Mind if
about
I
right.
call you Nana?
You have to wake me up first.
Oh. wakey, Nana.
Get out of here, you.
You do remind me of my Nana. I found a really great spot to set up a camp. It's really great. You'll love it.
Bring the spot over here.
No, I'll hop up and follow along.
I'll help you, Nana. Yeah,
Thanks,
you
girl.
have my elbow.
Helmut, when you get up to move, Frida moves with you and starts almost prancing over.
Frida looks pretty happy.
Yeah, and rolling in the grass and,
Well, if Frida's
grooming
happy, I'm
herself.
happy. Yeah, this is fantastic.
And even that short rest you had, it seems to have done wonders for your bodies. So you can both advance up the peril track
How much?
by a step.
Oh, give me a lot more rest than that.
And have a sip of this water too while you're at it.
Oh, does that do anything?
It's the most delicious, amazing water I've ever had.
Thanks.
And he's not
Sweet.
far wrong.
Hmm?
Within a minute or so of you ambling off, you notice that the grass you were lying on starts to spring back up.
This place is really nice. I don't care how we got here.
Too nice.
Raphe would like to watch Clotilda because presumably at some point she's going to eat some grass, and I want to see what happens to it.
To the grass?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it remains mowed.
Okay.
I think I know what's happened. I think we died. I think we've all gone to heaven.
Why am I still in pain then?
Yes, I'm also quite wounded from that cannonball.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's what it's like here. Maybe we'll just get better. Look at this place. It's beautiful.
I can't see any angels though.
No, but maybe they're here somewhere. Maybe they're up in the mountains or something.
Well, I did see some smoke over in that direction.
Maybe we could rest a little bit longer and then we'll
Me
go.
and Ilse have found a spot to rest. Maybe we could rest for a while, a few days maybe. Have we got any rations?
Yes,
I think
I
I've
have
got
a
some.
pack full of
Oh, you've got bread.
stale bread and
Yeah.
hard cheese.
That's right. Well, yeah, perhaps we could
We
rest
could
here for a little while.
Rest for a bit.
I think that's a good idea. What do you think, Raphe?
Well, if everyone can't continue, I suppose there's no point trying to make our way there before resting.
Okay, let's
We'll
set
go,
up
we'll go to that spot that
a
was
nice
good
small
for
camp.
camping. Set up camp.
You going to have a fire?
Is there any way we could disperse the smoke into the trees without so it wouldn't be clearly visible?
How cold is this area?
There are ways to make fires and hide them if you know the techniques, survival techniques.
Survival, yeah. What sort of test is that?
It usually involves a certain amount of specific construction of the fire, where you sort of build it, like inside a bank and have a little small chimney that comes out, and you can kind of conceal it, at least the light. If you keep it low enough, there won't be much smoke. Depends on how industrious you're feeling.
Oh, I'm pretty hulky grand. I'll have a go.
Right.
That's 100.
I know. I rolled 100 exactly.
So we're making the smokiest fire you've ever seen.
While you're constructing the fire, it gets away from you. It seemed that some of the wood that you thought perhaps was dry was somewhat laden or green, and it makes a lot of smoke in quite a large area.
My bad.
Which takes about half an hour to dissipate.
Trying to smoke meat here? Come on.
If we wanted to stay stealthy, we sort of failed. Sorry.
Never mind. It doesn't matter. We're in heaven. Everything's great here.
But if we were in heaven, would we not be able to start a fire correctly?
I don't know.
And wouldn't our
I don't know how
wounds
things
heal?
Maybe. I don't know. Look how nice this place is. Look at the water and the
I'm not sure why we're
grass.
listening to the child, to be quite honest.
Yeah, that's true. We are sensible adults here with a child.
Yes, children should be seen and not heard, young man.
Can I borrow your rolling pin,
Sorry.
Joan?
Hey.
I do know how to make smokeless fires, so maybe I'll do that next time.
Well, I do too sometimes, but I think my injuries have just.
Well, it was a good try.
None of it matters anyway. It's great here. It's bed down for the night, eh?
So you set up camp. What's happening with this fire? You're going to have one or not?
Well,
It's going now.
I've lit one.
What do we need it for? Do we have to cook the stale
No,
cheese or something?
I'm assuming it's going to get cold overnight.
Might do.
Well,
Have we
I
got
asked that
anything to
earlier and no one
I don't
listened
really
to me.
have anything to sleep on or anything. Or have we got any blankets or tents or anything?
No.
I think we've got all sorts of stuff, haven't we? Hang on.
I think I've got my
not
armor, my
really.
clothes, my dirk, and that's about it.
Yeah, no, I've got less than I thought.
Maybe a water jug from.
What's in a survival kit?
So you crack open your survival kit, and there's string and spare tinder and flint. A little bit of, there's a ration in there, a cooking pot, like a little cooking pot, and some pocket knives and raspy piece of wire.
Perhaps I can make a trap. See if I can catch a rabbit or something.
Yeah, quite possibly.
I can make a survival check. Would that make a nice little trap?
Yeah.
Would you like some assistance with that?
Yeah, I would love some assistance with that.
So you go about trying to find an animal trail to set a snare.
Sure.
And this is where the twine in the survival kit comes in really handy.
Okay, I have a 70. That is not good enough. No dice.
Oh, was it of no assistance?
I'm afraid not, sorry.
Oh.
So, yeah, you set a trap. It just doesn't seem to work out for you very well.
Have I found animal tracks?
There are animal tracks about.
Okay.
Yeah, hares and other sort of European type animal tracks.
Okay.
I might have a go at making a trap.
Go on then.
No, that is a 84. Unless you want to assist me.
I could.
Also, would you like to assist me making a trap?
That sounds like fun, although I was praying there. If you don't mind waiting a minute for me to finish.
Well, is the problem here a failure to make the trap or just a failure to actually catch anything in the trap?
I think make the trap, isn't it?
Yeah, to locate a suitable site to make the trap.
Okay.
Okay, I'm all done. Let's go.
So how are you going to...
That is a success with Ilse's assistance.
Okay, well, you find a bit of an animal footpad, a run. It looks like it might be pig.
Ooh, hang on. Pigs. If it's a wild boar, we could be in trouble. Don't know if we're equipped to deal with boar.
Yeah.
Well,
How big are the tracks that they find?
Well, you're not there.
No.
How big are these tracks that we find?
Oh, sort of standard sort of size of, from small to medium.
Okay, so can we make a trap of appropriate size?
Yeah, you've got enough gear to do that.
Okay, we'll set up a trap.
The most easy way is to make a snare.
Yeah.
And so when the pig runs through, it'll knock over a stick and a loop will close around its neck.
We'll make a snare.
It might be a bit hard to make like a pit trap with punchy
Punchy
stakes
sticks,
and
Oh, come
cover
on.
it over. Snare's probably the most likely way in which
No,
you
can I have a like a log falling with spikes?
A big Ewok trap.
Two that are timed perfectly to like
Oh, you crush it.
crush
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
from
Crush it.
both sides.
Yeah, because we don't want to
simultaneously.
actually eat the pig. We just want to capture it.
Victory over nature. Prove your dominance.
Making up for your failure earlier.
So in your mind, there's these, dual log traps that crush the creature in between. But when you come back to reality, there's a loop on a stick and a little twig that gets knocked and go around its head and snare the creature. And if-
Okay, I'm happy with this.
And if it doesn't strangle, then it'll just be stuck.
Okay, I'm happy with this.
Okay, on your way back, make an awareness check. That's all of you who are travelling back.
I see nothing.
That was another 100.
So if I'm not like trained in awareness, is it just a straight roll or do I?
Yeah, straight roll unless it's got an asterisk next to the skill, which I don't
Yeah.
believe it does.
Okay, that's a 91. Which is very good.
It's better than 100.
Shush.
You make it back to the camp feeling quite secure that you weren't followed or no one was spying on you. This seems like the perfect camp.
I'm certain it's the perfect camp.
Yep, seems like it.
We're
Yep.
in heaven, I told you.
Rafe's pretty on edge at the moment. Is there any chance he notices anything while he's at camp?
He notices that Ilse and Maja return, sort of a nonchalant, at ease manner.
Yeah, this is going to be great. We're going to catch a pig.
It's going to
This
be
is such
delicious.
a great spot. We can have drinks of that lovely water with it when we cook it up.
We can slice it thinly. We can smoke some, and then we can have bacon.
I think this is a great spot.
I think this is fantastic. We should just live here.
Well, I suppose you're welcome to. I will be leaving in the morning, however.
Are you sure you want to go so soon? We are rather hurt.
At this point, I'm really interested in the expression on Wraith's face around hearing all this chirpiness.
I think he just looks exasperated. No one else seems to be taking seriously what he perceives to be a significant threat, and they all sort of want to lounge around, whereas he's sort of in kind of his cowardice is kicking in, and he's really feeling pretty like it's time to get anywhere else. Also, I mean, he does travel through the countryside, but he likes to get to a city or a town. He doesn't like to camp out while he's traveling too much, so he's sort of eager to get somewhere with buildings.
Yeah,
At the very least.
I don't think Marge has really got an outside danger sense so much because she's been trapped in her little shed for so long. She's just happy to be outside.
I'm loving the dissonance between the characters' moods and mental states. Now, how's Joan coping with all this?
She's just sick of it. Sick of all these,
Just
all
tired.
these damn kids. Peace and quiet. That's what she wants.
Well, you do get a bit of that when everyone stops talking, and it is very nice here. If it wasn't for the misgivings you've spoke about already.
I'm going to fetch Joan some of this lovely stream water.
I appreciate that.
So you're in camp. Time passes. You prepare a bit of food. Any other sorts of things you wish to do apart from rest?
Rafe will ask one of the people with a survival kit, was there some kind of something that you could use to tie up? Because he needs to hobble Clotilda.
Yeah, there's spare rope in that kit.
All right.
Well, there was spare rope with the boats, wasn't there? We used some rope to
Gaffer tape your
gaffer tape one together, didn't
I believe so.
we? Yeah.
Well,
so-
whatever it is, he finds something to hobble her so she doesn't try and run away if anything occurs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask one of the younger women and Rafe to find some herbs and stuff to make a nice brew of tea.
I think I saw a mint bush actually.
That would be delightful.
I think I saw some nice black berries over there.
Looked like a mint bush anyway. I wouldn't mind going back and checking.
I'll come with you.
Okay, for those people going to check, let's go for a survival skill. Again, we'll make it just looking for herbs and so on. Let's go easy.
I got a 4.
26.
Killed it.
Success for me.
21, which is a success.
The 3 companions return to camp with a bountiful harvest of a variety of herbs.
Excellent.
Probably they've been over exuberant in their pickings.
Look, Rafe, we've got tea now.
This nettle
This
makes
is
a really
fantastic.
nice tea, and I found that mint again. It was great.
Oh, I got some chamomile.
Do you even drink tea, small child?
Maybe we can calm Rafe down. He seems a bit stressed.
Yeah, I don't know what he's so worked up about. Think about where we've come from. This is so much better.
My mum showed me how to make tea out of dandelions, but I didn't see any of those.
Yeah, I make some tea for everyone and share it around.
I seem to recall you talking about poisoning people previously, Joan. I might pass on the tea.
You found these herbs. If you're
That's-
confident in your own,
That's not to say you haven't added anything.
Why would she add anything?
why would I poison you? You stood by my side against
This is true.
those armed men.
We are the battlegrounds, aren't we?
We certainly are. Toughest 2 here.
What?
All right, I'll drink some of the tea.
It's poison.
And thus ends our adventure.
Does anyone not drink the tea?
Could this be a tea TPK?
Lamest TPK ever.
It smells delicious. I'm going to definitely have my
Yeah,
cup
go
of tea.
on, so.
Thank you,
Well.
Lord, for providing this bounty.
It wasn't the Lord.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Well, with a nice, not that you've got cups, you can probably take it in turns drinking out the sole container you have.
I got my
Must
little
have
water jug.
something.
You got and your water jug. Sorry,
Yes.
beg your pardon.
Never go anywhere without a water jug.
You feel your nerves calmed. So those who partook of the tea may advance up the peril track. 1 step. Now, for those of you who wish to heal, the first thing you need to heal is any injury you might have incurred, which I don't believe anyone has.
No injuries were inflicted to us.
So, with that criteria fulfilled, in order to heal general damage, which is advanced, a step up the damage track, you will need a bandage and a heal check.
Well, I believe Joan's got some bandages.
I have 2 bandages left.
All right, who's most grievously injured? I believe you are, Joan. And
That
anyone
would be
else?
me, yes.
And I am seriously injured as well. How injured are you, Rafe?
I'm only lightly injured.
Helmut?
I'm not hurt at all.
Okay, so I believe that would be me and you, Joan. I am trained in the heal skill.
Would you like to heal me, please?
I will try.
I'm also trained in healing. Can I help you out with that, Maja?
You can assist me in the heal.
I think some of the herbs we found too might help.
Yes. Can we use the herbs at all, Paul?
Yeah, you can use them to make a
A poultice?
poultice. Yeah. So how about we'll make that heal check easy.
That is a 20.
20. Right. So the person healed can advance 1 step up the damage track.
And then I'll make another poultice for myself.
Much appreciated.
Go for it. Make a roll.
I take the 33 crit over the 13.
Okay. Well, that is better look that up.
What happens in that case? Yeah.
So a critical success means that you get to advance 2 steps up the damage
Sweet.
track. Now, you can only do this once every 24 hours, these sort of rolls.
You couldn't critically successful heal me.
I'm sorry.
You tried your best.
I did. And Ilse helped me.
Muchly appreciated.
So, various activities around the camp, and night starts to dawn in. No, not dawn in.
Draw in?
Close in.
Night dawns and the vampire's strength increases. Well, the night... let me start again. It becomes...
It gets dark.
Day yeah.
Night closes in.
The night closes in, and the sky is clear and the stars come out, and they are magnificent, though you do not recognize any of the constellations.
Yeah, I don't see the tile constellation or the brick constellation. Sorry, that was a anchorite joke.
Bit of anchorite humour there.
Unfortunately, hadn't had a chance to test it on anyone, so
Well, it's a fresh audience.
it's new material.
What are you going to do? It's night time. Stay up all night, sing camp songs.
I'm going to curl up with Frida and catch some Z's. I'm loving
I
it.
believe Ilse was going to sing for us.
Raphe will suggest that perhaps we should set up some kind of watch order just to keep an eye out.
You sure we need one?
Raphe, I think that's a good idea. Looking up at those stars, I don't really feel as happy and carefree as I did before. Something's really wrong.
Well, look, at the very least, we know there's smoke over on the horizon, so that there must be people around. We shouldn't like to get taken by surprise. You never know who they could be.
Yeah, but the last thing we saw burning wasn't really a very good thing. Maybe this smoke's not good either.
Well, but you could be correct, but I suppose I would like to find out.
Yeah, well, either way, your suggestion of a watch, I think, is a great idea.
Well, it looks
I'm
like
in.
Helmut's already gone to sleep.
I'm dozing with
Poor
my
little
dog.
fella's tuck it out.
Yeah. I'll take first watch if you like. I'm not the greatest person to keep on watch, but give it a try.
Well, that's a positive attitude. Anyway,
Raphe will take the middle watch.
How about you, Joan? Do you feel like doing a watch shift?
No, thank you.
Old people get up very early, so you can take the
yeah.
last shift.
Yeah, or your
Morning
insomnia.
shift as the sun comes up.
What about
3
you?
a.m.
What about you, Ilse?
yeah, I'll take a shift maybe after Raphe.
All right, I'll take the first watch. You guys get some sleep.
Nighty-night. God bless. Don't forget to say your prayers. I'm just going to sleep on the ground, dear, because I don't have a proper bed.
None of us do.
Well, Raphe will lay out his mantle and sleep on that.
During the first part of the night, could you make a awareness check?
I rolled 96.
You keep rolling really close to Joan's age in this session.
You trying to tell me something?
The crickets are lovely this time of night. And the frogs croaking along the way. Eventually it approaches more towards the middle phase of the night. You can wake Raphe.
Okay, I'll prod him with my foot.
Rafe's a light sleeper out when he's out in the country like this. Actually, I think he might be a light sleeper anyway. Yes, he is. He cannot be surprised or be helpless while sleeping, so he wakes up pretty quickly.
I'm going to use your mantle as to bed down on.
Sure.
Let's see how good how good a job you did setting up camp. Can we have another survival check just to see how well hidden it was?
Okay. It wasn't quite as good as I'd first thought. I rolled a 72 there. I think 64 and under would have been nice, but yeah.
One thing that Raphe, you notice is that there is the buzzing of night insects, and they seem to be kind of amassing. Maybe it's taken this time for them to be drawn into these slumbering bodies, and you notice mosquitoes sort of starting to form as a bit of a dark cloud.
Do we have a fire currently?
Oh, we did keep it.
Are they coming near the fire, or are they just attracted to people, or how are they sort of approaching the camp?
Yeah, as you watch, you see some of them swarm about your companions around. You see Ilse starting to slap and scratch subconsciously in her sleep, and she's starting to become covered with them.
Raphe can he get a stick or something out of the fire and just kind of wave it through the kind of massing swarm, try and break it up or scare them off, or
It
whatever?
has you'd have to be waving it all night to ward against one person, but no sooner have you sort of warded one person, then they kind of move onto Joan.
So they're not affecting me though currently.
When you stop waving the stick, they go for you as well, trying to bite you.
Does it look like it's harming the people they're biting in a significant way?
Well, as you watch them land on Joan and the others starting to bite them, they're getting mosquito bites.
Okay.
Multiple mosquito bites.
I'm going to wake Ilse and point out the bugs and ask whether or not she knows any herbs we might be able to put on the fire or something to burn to drive insects away.
Yeah, gee, I'm covered in bites. This sucks. Right. Let me just have a think about that. Yeah, probably. I reckon if we make it really smoky, that would help a lot. So Absolutely. If we make the fire really smoky, definitely. So I might quickly see if I can go and find something, some green branches or something. Back in a sec.
Survival roll. Make it routine because this is dark.
Before she heads off, I have a lantern, and I will give her the lantern and some matches to light to take with her.
Okay, thanks. I'll light that up.
Okay, make it easy.
I rolled a 28, so that's a good success there.
Yeah, you find some green conifer branches and the oils in that you think would probably do some to make a smoky fire, and as long as you keep people within a certain range of that smoke, the mosquitoes will tend to avoid people. You also find some other herbs that you can rub onto the bites so that they won't become infected, and maybe take some of the itch away.
Okay, so you guys got that? That's pretty good.
While Ilse's
Right.
away, Raphe will try and ward off the bugs as much as possible from everyone else.
Looking from a distance, it's like a fire twirler. But you return and you treat everyone, build up the fire with this smoky branches, and they seem to dissipate.
Yeah, and it's nighttime, so it doesn't matter that there's lots of smoke because, it's not very easily visible at night, right? It's keeping the insects away.
That's right, but it smells. And then it's your watch, Ilse.
Okay, my turn.
Nothing happens.
Good.
And day dawns. It's another splendid day. There's a little bit of mosquito activity just around dawn in that sort of twilight time, but you're well prepared for it. And you awaken to a lovely day. For those of you who slept, you may pop yourselves back on the top of the imperiled track.
Fantastic.
So we're uninhibited now?
Yep.
Excellent.
That was great.
So, as Maja goes to break water and wind in the morning, you notice in one part out of the way, unless I'm assuming you don't want to do that in front of everyone.
Well, I'm used to doing it in a bucket, so I don't think you
Care
really
too
have
much.
much body show.
Okay. Well, do you want to,
No, I probably would go
for modesty's sake?
Yes. There's a boy there.
Yeah. Near a tree where you go, you notice that there are mushrooms growing the size of dinner plates.
Ooh, survival? Do they look edible?
Well, perhaps they do. And then in the another part of the shade of that tree, there are fungi, and they're all like multicolored.
Yeah, we stay away from the multicolored ones generally.
Yeah, you can examine them, see if you think they're edible.
I rolled a 14 for survival.
So yeah, the ones as large as dinner plates, you could probably eat them.
Yep.
They look quite safe to eat. And the fungi, usually not the best thing to eat.
What I'll do is I'll do my business, go wash my hands, and then come back and get them.
Very hygienic of you. Cleanliness is as to godliness.
Yeah, whatevs. So then I'll cook up some mushroom soup.
I will do the cooking here.
Oh, okay. Joan will cook up some mushroom soup
Yeah, I'll
for breakfast.
chuck in some herbs
and I'll check the snare.
fry up some mushrooms.
And we can have some bacon and mushrooms. Yum.
Ah, the snare.
Yeah.
Do you remember what percentile you did your survival snare with?
It was pretty good.
60%? Okay, when you get to the snare, you find that there is a yearling pig, and its neck has been snapped. It's snapped, and its head sort of.
Has it snapped its own neck from struggling, or?
Yeah. Somewhere along the line, it's hanged itself.
Oh, guess I'll take it back to the camp. Actually, no. I might clean it here, gut it and stuff here with my dirk, and then take it back to camp.
All right. It's
And dismantle the snare as well.
all right. The snare's a one-shot sort of thing, but yeah, you take the string and you return to camp with your hands somewhat mucky, smelling of game, and
Joan cooks it.
Yeah, cut it up and fry it with the mushrooms.
well, you have quite a hearty non-vegetarian breakfast. Now, then I'm assuming you break camp and off you go.
We go looking for the smoke, maybe, or?
Well, that's Rafe's plan.
Yep, I'll follow Raphe.
I like it here.
Well,
Why would I want
you're
to go
welcome
anyway?
to stay, child.
Look, I'll come with you. I don't really want to be left alone.
So with overland travel, there are 3 roles. So there's the guide, there's the survivalist, and there's the scout. And all those roles need to be taken by someone, even if you're not very good at it. So a scout would generally rely on the stealth skill, the guide would rely on navigation skill, and the survivalist would be the survival skill. So you can take more than one role if you want to, or you can share them. So we need someone to elect who's going to be the.
Well, Raphe can scout if someone else leads Clotilda.
I haven't got navigation at all. Have you got navigation? Or
No.
I do.
okay, so
I can do that job.
I've got stealth as well. So I've also got survival. So
Yeah, survival's my best out of those.
Maybe you could share that job.
Yeah, I'll take survival.
I can do the stealth role as well if you want to stay with Clotilda.
All right.
All right,
You can
I'll do
you
s-
can assist
Yep.
one or the other. Usually best to assist the person with the highest role, or at least the highest unit. So who's going scout? Lead scout.
My stealth's going to be 53.
Mine's going to be 52. So little.
Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I'll go.
Oh, if you roll that
You go for it,
53,
okay.
it might be.
Okay, I'll go.
Well, if that happens, then we deserve it.
Okay, well, first you need to work out which way is ahead, and that falls to the role of Ilse, the guide. Now, it's fairly easy wandering through here, so I'm going to make this a routine level of difficulty.
Okay, here I go. 43, which is a success.
Okay, so you navigate through the countryside. I mean, sometimes it does result in dead ends, but you've managed to avoid those. There are some places where the vegetation is horizontal, which would have made it impassable, but you managed to work your way easily around that too. As you go, you send the scouts up ahead.
I got 17.
17. Okay, so you don't encounter anything else apart from the woodland creatures that live in this area, and you don't notice anything untoward or sinister. And eventually, as you move east, the footpads start to become larger trails, and the larger trails start to become paths, and they all seem to be, the trail seems to be expanding in width, suggesting that you're heading into a more populated area.
How fast are we travelling?
As fast as you are travelling, Joan.
This is about right.
Can I ride Clotilda?
Yeah. I mean,
We're not travelling that fast.
she's like a draft horse, so she's not super fast, but
Faster than I would be walking.
sure.
So humans can travel 15 miles a day by foot or cart on a road, 8 on a path, so you're sort of in between that. So you make pretty good progress, and by about middle afternoon you can sort of see all these other arterial routes sort of forming into the one you're on. So you really feel like you're headed to somewhere civilized. And after you sort of travel through the wilderness, you find yourselves looking at what appears to be a fortified medieval city.